What it do, Smooth Crew? We are back at it with another. I ain't even gonna say lit. It is lit, but I'm tired of saying lit, so we're gonna switch it up. And we back at it with another reaction video for today. And as you can see, we in the same place, same time, same fit. Oh, I ain't even show y'all the shirt. You feel me? Got that young Tupac on there with the poetic justice on that motherfucker. Yes, sir. I think I got this from Spencer's. I got it from Spencer's. They got really cool like graphic tees and stuff, and I'm gonna start getting more stuff from there. And as I'm talking, it's getting cold, and I'm gonna have to go fall shopping and stuff. So y'all might get a little haul on that maybe sometime. I'm just brainstorming. Y'all may or may not get it. I ain't gonna confirm it nor deny it. That's all I'm gonna say for right now. But alright, y'all, as y'all can see on my screen right now, we are watching another video of one of these goddamn. We just did the reaction to Joel TV, and right now I'm trying to pick another video that we can watch. Let me know if in the comments if there's any videos down here that y'all want me to react to that I'm scrolling past, because I know sometimes when I be watching folks, they don't do this, like show the videos that they want to react to. But here I'm gonna give y'all the option to tell me what y'all want me to react to. And I'm thinking right now we're gonna do it the oxygen levels were doubled, because that would be interesting, because I know back in the day that's how like insects and animals got so big. It's because the oxygen levels were so much higher on the earth. So let's actually see what the hell that would look like for real. Dang, straight off the back with an ad. Sheesh. That's what we on?
In the incredibly super cool must-see American sci-fi film Starship Troopers, we watch with a
never seen that shit
as these huge alien arachnid beetles suck
I think aliens exist.
out of their human
prisoners. This universe too big. I ain't one of them niggas. I ain't gonna shove it in your face though.
Of course, this is
the universe and the galaxy is too damn big though, for them to not exist.
Of an airplane could attack and bite us, or if
a mosquito the size of an airplane. A beetle? Hell no.
Actually, we wouldn't even have time to
think crunchy enough.
Being frightened as a global inferno.
How big will we be though? If they're that big, how big will we be?
Life in its path. So, what event could actually turn insects into giant mutants and set fire to the entire planet?
Oh shit, never mind. I don't want that shit to happen.
Is in the air.
I didn't hear that part. Setting fire to the earth.
Gas
straight off
around our planet contains about 20%.
I'm trying to open.
With most of the remainder being nitrogen at 78%. If we open up some kind of cosmic oxygen valve and double the amount of O2 to 40%, everything would change. More than you could possibly
The atmosphere
imagine.
is so sensitive, and I don't think people realize that.
Cars would be able to drive almost without any fuel at all. Paper airplanes launched by young school children would glide far beyond the horizon. And many of the animal and insect inhabitants of our planet would thrive on this extra oxygen, quickly evolving up to unprecedented sizes. According to scientists, at first this would apply to insects and some arthropods, such as spiders. They're spiracles. These are
hell no. So you tell me we get spiders the size of cars?
The excess oxygen
Fuck no.
will evolve to greatly expand, and their bodies will swell like balloons. About 300 million
yeah, me stressing thinking about that shit.
Atmosphere was 30% oxygen. At that time, judging
they say
by
how much it is now?
Remains, insects and arthropods were much, much larger. If you double the current percentage of oxygen, then they should evolve to even much larger sizes.
Bro, this video, it's been 2 minutes. Can you chill with the ass? Goddamn. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't even think I'm gonna edit the ads out. Cause
counting your veggies can be hard.
The double ad. We got hit with a double ad. I better get paid for this. V8 and whatever the fuck the other one was.
It cannot be excluded from the realm of possibility that La Cucaracha, cockroaches the size of rats, would soon be found in people's homes. Ew. Spiders the size of ravens would be.
Nigga, in New York, them bitches already be thick as hell.
Network of flies.
These bitches gonna be cats.
The size of hawks.
A hawk?
Many of the other inhabitants of our planet will
I already can't do bees and hornets as it is.
Flowers could soon be on par with modern trees in size, while the trees themselves, such as poplars and spruce, will fight each other as they reach up into the clouds. For human beings, each
There's
of our
already trees that do that, aren't there?
23,000 daily breaths will add enormously to our strength, as with this super oxygenated atmosphere,
There's gonna be some
90%
Mr.
of the
Incredible
energy
shit,
we
huh?
consume will be from this newly abundant O2, and only 10% of our energy will we need to draw from water and food. Over time, humans will evolve into 2-meter-tall giants who, for example,
I told y'all
will be
we
able to
would
achieve
get tall.
incredible records in sports that were previously
How tall is 2 meters though? This nigga need to do the
unattainable.
metric.
Humans will also become smarter and more attentive as the brain receives more oxygen. In our bodies, there will also be a much larger number of neutrophils, cells that destroy viruses and bacteria.
Niggas' immune systems would be great. Coronavirus wouldn't even be a thing,
Everyone will
nigga.
acquire a kind of ironclad immunity, fearless in the face of almost any infection. So
Corona
might
would not
we
be
really
here
become
on
some
me.
kind of super people? Well, yes and no. This vastly increased amount of oxygen will also, unfortunately, oxidize more of the environment, creating more of those nasty bugbears called free radicals. Free radicals, for those who don't know, damage DNA and increase susceptibility to cancer. There will also be an
we'd be a
increase
bunch
in
of cancer-having
incidences of
motherfuckers.
oxygen poisoning. Yes, you heard that right. Too much oxygen is bad for you, and this much O2 will be more than a body needs, at least before we evolve to handle it. Over time, too much oxygen can lead to lung disease, a loss of vision, and the retardation of a cell's ability to multiply. However, if we could somehow reduce the atmosphere's pressure itself,
Look, I can't
all
even
these
find it.
troubles could be avoided. For example, when in a spacesuit with
Somebody put in the
pressure,
comments what the how tall
astronauts
2 meters
breathe
is,
almost
goddamn.
pure oxygen, and nothing
And the
bad
meter
happens.
sticks be tall
They
as shit.
suffer no ill effects and have no complaints regarding their health. But unless everyone could suddenly start wearing spacesuits all day and every day, then our planet would have to be covered under an atmosphere of significantly lower pressure for us not to endure an abundance of hardship. And it
Damn.
looks like quite the opposite would happen with our doubled O2. First, the atmosphere of the planet will become much denser. And second,
What that mean?
it will begin to scatter and diffuse more sunlight. As a result, less vapor will be released into the air, and the environment
No
will
clouds?
further oxidize, destroying multitudes of living things, plants,
Damn.
animals, insects, you name it. Finally, our man-made products will suffer as well. Any metal products will rust much faster, and most
That's
organic materials will age lickety-split. And to top it off, anything that doesn't have time to grow old in a flash or become smothered in rust and corrosion will begin to burn. With an excess of
Damn.
oxygen, substances that can't even begin to ignite in a normal environment can flare up like a torch with all this extra
So everything
O2
catches on
around.
fire.
Even the damp, humid vegetation of the tropics will burn like dry kindling. The mega fire that
Damn.
roared for weeks in California in 2018, devouring
Shit, that shit
more than
happening right now.
100,000 hectares of land, will look like some sort of campfire in
Oh, hell no.
comparison. So yeah, it turns out that a bunch of excess oxygen ain't such a good thing like you might have thought
It's not.
before.
It's not. We're cool with how much we got now. No
What
less,
might
no
happen
more.
if all oxygen just disappeared? Well, okay,
We
almost
die,
everything
nigga.
would die. Let's tone it down a little and imagine what would happen if all oxygen disappeared for just a very short period of time.
It came back?
Really short. Let's say 5 seconds. That can't really hurt, can it? Let's
Hell yeah.
investigate. No one obviously is going to have to writhe around in a fit of suffocation. It's just 5 seconds.
5 seconds
And our
feels like a long
bodies
ass
don't
time
really
if you can't
respond
breathe.
to oxygen deficiency
Niggas,
anyway,
y'all ever had
but
somebody try to
to
drown y'all
high
in the pool?
levels of carbon dioxide. And it would take much more than 5 seconds for this concentration to become critical. But for those who happen to be outside, like sunbathing on the beach, for example, the sun is going to roast them instantaneously, like toast. The reason is that our
Damn.
planet's ozone, which consists of 3 oxygen atoms and makes up the eponymous ozone layer, will stop blocking ultraviolet light. And for those Earth inhabitants not on beaches, are they going to be okay? No.
No.
They're still in for a doozy of a day. First, everyone's
saying is stay
inner
inside.
ear will explode, as the atmosphere will lose about 21% of its pressure.
So everybody going deaf.
However, there'll be nothing to listen to anyway. Due to the lack of oxygen, all cars, which use internal combustion engines that are dependent on oxygen, will stall. Their engines will simply stop turning, and those that are already moving will immediately coast to a stop. Planes just taking off will crash to the ground.
It's 5 seconds.
And airplanes already in the sky will be able to glide through the air for a while as they try to restart their failed engines. All communications, including the internet, will likely crash and disappear. Worst of all, you won't be able to watch the latest riddle video, or pretty much anything at all.
Affecting
the cells in our bodies contain a lot of water,
I ain't gonna knock it, but
and guess what water is made from? That's right, hydrogen and oxygen. When the oxygen disappears, all that will be left is the hydrogen gas, which will float up and away. In fact, 75% of the elements of which we are composed will collapse, so that all that will be left of us will be just a trace of nitrogen, carbon, and phosphorus. The sky will turn black due to a sharp decrease in particles reflecting light. The crust of the Earth, which is almost half oxygen, will pretty much cease to exist. The ocean, turned into pure hydrogen, will almost certainly evaporate up into space. Concrete buildings will instantly turn to dust.
All of this would happen in 5 seconds? It take more than 5 seconds for this to happen.
All pieces of raw, unmanufactured metals will stick to themselves and
we still talking about 5 seconds,
they are normally kept separate only by an oxidation layer. Yes, all fires will obviously go out without any oxygen to allow them to burn. But what will happen when the Earth's atmosphere is refilled with oxygen after the 5 seconds are up? Something really spectacular. A worldwide, continent and ocean-spanning explosion.
Oh God, because you got all that shit coming back down.
We can all calmly inhale and exhale and rejoice in the fact that our 20% of atmospheric oxygen hasn't gone anywhere just yet. But what about tomorrow? Geochemists from Princeton University have investigated and figured out what the level of gas has been in our atmosphere over the last many hundreds of thousands of years. To do this, they examined something called ice cores, ancient ice samples obtained from ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica.
Ice saves everything. That's what Antarctica is like.
Contain bubbles of air from the ancient past, air literally frozen in time, revealing information about the composition of the atmosphere from those
if Antarctica can
times. It turns
freeze
out that over
air
the past 800,000 years,
from 800,000 years ago, what else has it had?
Decreased by 0.7%. Scientists believe that before the birth of life on our planet, many billions of years ago, O2 in the Earth's atmosphere was almost completely absent.
Damn.
Only after the appearance of cyanobacteria did oxygen levels begin to rise. Then, roughly 2.5 million years ago, the amount of oxygen increased dramatically. The researchers suggest that there might have been some major geological event that caused this. It's surmised that this event somehow heated a solid carbon dioxide deposit which had accumulated between the Earth's core and its mantle. The end result was a mega explosion that released a stupendous amount of oxygen into the atmosphere. Since then, the ratios of gases in our atmospheric shell have remained.
We need to watch a video to see how the hell the world was.
Only in the last millennium has there been a kind of oxygen leak.
How the hell?
Scientists say that the O2 is evaporating too slowly, but that this will not significantly affect the climate. However, due to its lack in some places, the ecosystems of our oceans are already being devastated. Over the past 50 years, for example, the number of areas in our oceans with low oxygen content has quadrupled. And in some coastal regions, for example, the Chesapeake Bay,
I know I'm supposed to be talking more, but like this is actually interesting as hell.
Dead zones have become 10 times larger. In the dead zones, the warming of the water has led to an unprecedented growth of algae. They actively consume almost all of the available oxygen and release heat, as well as a variety of toxic substances during decomposition. Fish, and other marine life simply cannot survive under such conditions.
Damn.
Many fish either perish or try to migrate into the open ocean. In their new and unusual environment, they often become easy prey for predators and fishing trawlers. In addition, emissions of hydrogen sulfide and nitrous oxide in such dead zones almost completely annihilates corals. A U.S. researcher named Daniel Stolper believes that the total oxygen content will continue to fall further, and the dead zones under conditions of global warming will only continue
global warming is real.
To stop this
if you one of them folks that think it ain't real,
process from continuing,
at the world,
Stolper proposes reducing emissions of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere and a halt to all ocean dumping. Only then,
I don't even see why people do that.
Might we be able to save this vital element from disappearing forever? If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and click on the bell to get notified.
That's hella people. I think the Earth would be able to sustain it though, but it would be hella restrictions to the way we live. No cap. But alright, y'all. That'll be the end of the video. Go ahead and rewind back to the beginning of the video and let me know what kind of videos y'all want me to react to. I feel like I just said video like 10 times in one little sentence, but let me know what video y'all want me to fuck. Let me know what y'all want me to react to next. Scroll down the YouTube reactions thing right here. Actually, I'll let y'all see it for right now, and then y'all can stop it, or like if you see a title you want or you think is interesting. Every time I see something on YouTube and I think it's interesting, I'll like stop and I'll put it on here. So right now we got like 35 videos on there. Just let me know what y'all want me to react to. Alright, y'all, that is the video, and we are bow out.